Hi everyone, Jamie here, thanks for watching today. In this video we're going to be mixing and matching the new collection from Made to Surprise with a past collection. So this month is a mini launch of Under the Sea. So it's a 3-part collection. It's got washi tape, ephemera and a paper pad. In today's video I'm going to be using the Under the Sea ephemera, so I've got it in a separate pot here. Possibly some of the washi tape as decoration for the inside of the card. I'm mixing this then with the Under the Sea sentiment stamp set and the turn and reveal mechanism die. And lastly, I have some stitched circle nesting dies. Any nesting dies will be fine. Today I'll be creating a 7x7 turn and reveal card, which will have the Under the Sea theme. So to get my card base, I took a shop bought 8x8 card, which is slightly under 8x8, and I trimmed this down to 7x7, so it's a true 7x7 card. I've also cut a piece of 7x7 and we're going to ink blend this piece. And I've also cut a piece of 4x7 and we'll also be ink blending that. So this 7x7 piece will form the background. This will form the piece that we'll use for the turn and reveal mechanism. I also have a piece of acetate. Apologies if you can't see that. It measures 6 3/4 by 4 1/4, and I'm just going to score at 3 1/4 just to give it a 1/2 inch tab. So the acetate will go over the top of this piece here. This will be popped up onto some foam, and our sea creature, whatever I choose, will pop up there in the background. So I'm going to start by ink blending my largest panel here, which is the 7x7. Now the reason I cut this to slightly larger is because sometimes I feel you have, or you can get some of the ink around the edges. So I like to ink blend and then trim down to the size that I require, so I've got a nice clean finish. But obviously if you want to cut this to the correct size, then I would cut a piece of 6 3/4 squared. So this panel will be the sea background, and then the panel that will sit over the top will be the sort of the seabed, the sand. So for my sea background, I'm using salvage patina, broken china and uncharted mariner. I'm just going to be mindful of where the panel will sit, so I'm just going to mark off, I think about 2 1/4. You won't see any of this, and also it'll save some time because I don't need to ink blend the whole piece. So I'm just drawing a little guideline for myself, and I'm going to ink blend in this section here. So hopefully you can see that. You don't have to do that. You can ink the whole piece if you wish. It's just to give me a guideline of sort of the area that I'm working in and the space that I need to get the 3 colours in. So I want the lighter shade at the top going to darker at the bottom. So I'm going to start off with the salvage patina, work my way into broken china and then uncharted mariner. So I'm going to pop this on high speed now while I ink blend this panel. So I'm happy with my ink blended background, I'm going to use my heat tool to make sure that that's dry. Once it is, I'm going to add some ink splatters using some white ink. This is the calligraphy ink. I'm also going to spritz it with some Perfect Pearls. So I've just got a water bottle here and I've added the powder and shake it well. I think I may have gone a bit heavy on that, to be honest with you. But we'll see how it looks now. So I'm going to set that to one side now and let that dry. So where I've spritzed it with the mica powder and the water, it will react to the oxide inks and see it's already bleaching it. And then once it's dry, you'll have a nice shimmer then left on the card. Next, I'm going to bring in my smaller panel and I'm just going to fussy cut into this to make more of a curved edge so it looks like the seabed. You need to be mindful when you're cutting into this that you've got this clearance here for this die. So I've left about an inch gap there. So I know if I sort of stay close or quite close to the edge here, I've still got enough room. So I'm just gonna cut a slight curve into it, just to give it a bit more interest, like so. So I've just trimmed a little bit off the bottom because I want to be able to see more of the sea background. So again, I'm just doing a double check that it all fits in there fine, which is perfect. And now we're just going to ink blend. So I'm using antique linen brushed corduroy there for the sort of the sand element, and then I'm going to add some ink splats with walnut stain and the white calligraphy ink again. I'm going to do the whole panel in the antique linen and darken the edges with the brushed corduroy. So where I was talking earlier about you can get sort of a colour on the edge, I don't know if you can see that, but you've got a slightly darker ink blend there. It won't matter too much on this piece because I'll be going in with a darker colour and it'll give the effect that we need on this one. But if you want a cleaner finish, as I said, cut a larger piece and then trim to size. So there's my two panels now prepared and ready to start working on. So the first thing that I want to do is take my turn and reveal mechanism die and decide the positioning. Do I want it in the centre, towards the right, towards the left? So I think I'm going to have it over to the right here to give this side enough clearance for I think I'm going to go for Ollie the octopus. So I think that will sort of go in there like so. But what I can also do is, if it doesn't sit far enough down, we can hide this with some coral or other elements. So I'm just going to tape that into place and run that through my die cutting machine. So I've gone ahead and I've cut into my panel, as you can see. I've also cut one of these. So it's this die here in acetate. I've got one of those in cardstock and my arrow. Looking at my panel now, in hindsight, I think I've cut this a little bit short, but we'll still be able to get around it, because ideally when you place this mechanism, it should be in the center here, like so. But as you can see, you can see a part of the working mechanism there. So I'm going to angle this over here slightly so that when it sits behind the cardstock, it'll all be hidden, and then as you turn it, the sea creature will still pop up. So I've taken my brad and I've slotted it through the hole like so. So you bend these two pieces up, slot it through, and then bend it back down. You can place this brad either way. I think I've done it both ways and it works perfectly fine either way. But on this occasion, I'm going to attach the largest piece to the back of this. So we slot this piece here through our hole and attach it onto the back there. And then these two pieces will also have some glue on it, and that will attach to the back of our ink blended panel. And then this will have free movement to move up and down with Ollie the octopus on it. So I'm just going to add some quick grab glue on this piece here. And I'm going to position this underneath like so. Obviously I want it hidden, and I want when this piece is down for it to be hidden also. So I think about there is good. So I'm just going to press down now on my brad. I've got a little bit of glue either side, but you can take that off. So you want to check that that moves up and down now, which it does. Apologies if you find it difficult with a piece of acetate. I don't think that helps either. But it should sort of move up and down freely like so. If it doesn't, then you need to take it off and reposition it. So I've gone ahead and I've attached red tape to the back of my piece here. So I'm just going to remove that off. I've got my acetate piece and I'm just going to fold that over my back panel there like so. And then I'm going to line this up with the base of my card and place that down like so. So I've added both pieces together, and as I turned it over to check if it was moving up and down correctly, it was catching on the acetate. So to resolve the catching, I've added a piece of sellotape there, and that just helps smooth that surface and helps that piece glide across. So now that that's sorted, I'm going to add some foam pads on the back here. So this is as far as we want this piece to go. So we can add some foam here. We can add a little stopper there. That doesn't interfere with the mechanism, and it means it'll only go as far as that. So we probably want it to go about as far as there, really, to the center of the card. So if we hold that in place now, we know we can put some more foam along here. So I'm just going to put a little stopper there. And if we move it back, you can't have any in this area here. So we can have one there, and I think that should be enough. So just check that that's moving in and out freely, which it is. Now that I'm happy with that, I'm ready to place Ollie on there. So I'm just going to add a bit of red tape onto the back of Ollie here. So you can tell I haven't done this style of card for a while because I'm skipping some steps really. I should have placed Ollie first before adding my foam. Because once you're happy with the positioning and where you want it to stop, for example, then that's where you add your foam stopper. So luckily enough, I'm able to lift these pieces up and make some alterations. So I would place your sea creature or whatever you're having popping out of the card down first, and then once you're happy with everything, then attach your foam ready to attach onto your back piece here. So I'm happy with the placement of everything. I'm just gonna add some red tape along this tab here. Remove the backing tape from your red liner tape and your foam pads. Add some quick grab glue to your brad piece, and we're going to start from the top and roll it down. So I'm going to take my panel because I think that's easier to maneuver, and I'm just going to tuck that in right against that score line. Line everything up and place that down. Once I'm happy with that, and then just going to roll everything else down. Add a bit of pressure onto that brad to hold it in place. So that's everything now attached. I'm going to pop this up onto some foam and attach this to my card base, and then we're going to work on the decoration. So I've just been having a little play with the ephemera pack there and just adding some of the elements onto the front of the card. My initial plan was to cut a circle here and stamp a sentiment, but I've taken one of the topper sheets from the paper pad and I fussy cut "You Are a Star," and I'm going to attach that on there like so. So I'm going to fussy cut the pink away and then add it on a white background, so that should pop more against the sand there. And I'm just going to get everything attached. I'll be popping some of it up onto some foam. I'll pop you on high speed while I attach everything, and then I'll come back to you at the end. So there's the final card, and Ollie just pops up like so. I love the blended background. I think it looks so great against all these brightly coloured ephemera. It's such a lovely mini collection. I think everyone's going to really enjoy it, especially those who missed out on the original slide and reveal stamps and dies. It's such a fun card. I love it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Anything that I've used in today's video will be listed in the description box below. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!